Coming up on WUFT News First at 5, Governor Ron DeSantis will have his newly appointed Gainesville Regional Utilities Authority sworn in today. Why questions still loom over what's next.
Plus, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy ousted from the House of Representatives' top role. The historic moment unfolding in Washington. Derrah.
We're seeing that haze beginning to clear out, though we're not entirely in the clear. I'll let you know how long it's going to stick around, all straight ahead.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Welcome to WUFT News First at 5. I'm Charlize Ramos.
And I'm Kennedy Mason. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the topic of the town in Gainesville, GRU. The 3 new appointees to the GRU Authority will be sworn in tonight at 6 p.m.
WUFT's Caitlyn Schiffer joins us live outside City Hall. Caitlyn, you've been following the story, and we know that there's contention.
Here at the Gainesville City Hall is where Mayor Harvey Ward will be swearing in the 3 new members. Many in the community are upset by this decision as they are all from the same political party and live outside the city limits. These changes to the GRU Authority has caused major discussion. Governor Ron DeSantis appointed 3 people to the authority: James Coates, Robert Caro, and Eric Lawson. All happen to be Republican, and they all happen to live outside the city as well. The board is comprised of 5 members. 2 more need to be appointed as well. We spoke with Mayor Harvey Ward over the phone, and he said that he will not be willing to do an on-camera interview. When asked about the GRU and the high utility rates, as well as the appointments made by Governor Ron DeSantis, Harvey acknowledged that he would be swearing in these individuals tonight, but had nothing else to say on this topic. Reporting live, Caitlyn Schiffer, WUFT News.
It's National Banned Book Week, and one book just got removed from Alachua County Public Schools. Beyond Magenta, Transgender Teens Speak Out by Susan Colkin was cited by parents as sexually explicit. The book is about transgender and gender nonconforming teens, becoming the 10th most banned book in 2021. It's the first to be removed from county public schools since last summer's state education laws went into effect. According to school officials, Colkin's book violates a state statute banning sexual content in classroom materials. It is now the 5th book to be challenged by county parents in recent weeks. Parents are currently in talks to take their rejected challenges to the district level, and these aren't the only removals happening in our area.
The hazy skies created by wildfires from Canada are moving out of the area, but a cool down is not too far behind. WUFT's Derrah joins us now with the weather forecast.
That's right. We're still seeing a lot of haze in the area. Here's a live look at Crystal River right now. We're not seeing as much haze as we saw yesterday, so this is good news, but we're still looking at that to continue and linger in the area through tomorrow, though you might not see it as much, which is also good, especially for our sensitive groups. We do have some light showers moving on shore thanks to all of this wind that we're seeing in the area. Super high wind speeds right now. We'll continue to see some light showers this evening, but it's not going to be a washout, so don't go canceling your plans. We'll talk about that wildfire haze. I'll track out Philippe for you, and we'll talk about that strong cold front we have moving in this weekend when I see you in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Derrah. An apartment complex in Gainesville has left parents and students stranded for the past 2 months. But as this stressful journey comes to a close, there's just one more delay to get through. WUFT's Bailey Korinek is live at the apartment now. Bailey, there is a new move-in date for the renters.
Kennedy and Charlize, students may be moving in this homecoming weekend if all goes well. Euphoria behind me just announced they are target to get a temporary certificate of occupancy this Friday, which would allow students to move in. The original move-in date for the apartment complex was August 5th, but they missed the mark. A new addendum went out Tuesday saying, quote, "This agreement is to confirm that even if the leased premises are not ready for occupancy by October 3rd, 2023, you wish to continue to await completion of the leased premises, which is now anticipated to be on or before October 16th, 2023, and do not wish to cancel the lease contract." Euphoria parent and Long Island resident Paul Carnival is hoping that anticipated date is accurate.
I am scheduled to fly down there this weekend on the hopes that they get the TCO on Friday and we could start moving them in on Sunday and Monday. that would be ideal. Like, so I already planned a trip down there on the hopes that, oh God, I hope they get it.
The TCO requires several inspections pass, including the pool, garage, and balconies. While students and parents are looking forward to move in, several residents tell me this doesn't make up for the lack of communication from upper management, the stress of being practically homeless, and the financial burden the delay has caused. If residents do move in this weekend, they will have to fight UF Homecoming Parade traffic and crowds. Live in Gainesville, Bailey Korinek, WUFT News.
We're nearing the peak of homecoming festivities and people are getting their final preparations done.
For local restaurants and shops, this time brings an uptick of business, but could also bring problems. WUFT reporter Bianca Smith spoke with a new restaurant in town about their plans to make it through the busy time.
Thanks, guys. And the UF Homecoming Week brings fun and smiles for students and alumni alike. But for some businesses, this can be a stressful time. That's due to the number of people in town attending big events like Friday's parade. I spoke with several local businesses about the plans to stay open and safe throughout the weekend.
A&F Gyro has been in business for 3 months, and the owner says that they are excited about experiencing the homecoming atmosphere. During a regular day, they see around 300 orders, and on game days, it's even busier. But they're expecting even more traffic this weekend.
I only work mornings because it'd be so crowded with the students after like games and stuff like that.
Workers are already on high alert after a shooting nearby a month ago. They're hoping that despite the influx of people, they can keep employees and the business safe.
We hire like cops to come just like park here like on the weekends for stuff like that.
According to the UPD, in the last 2 years, only one case of criminal mischief was reported during homecoming festivities. UF student Brittany Chang was surprised to hear that there was only one reported incident.
I would expect there to be more, just because like even though there are more police, I just feel like people would be more excited, more like prone to do dumb things during homecoming week.
Latrell Simmons, captain of the University of Florida Police Department, says that although a lot of work goes into planning for security and staffing the various events, the department enjoys being there for the community.
It's exciting for us to be able to do that so that the student body, the faculty, staff can enjoy Gator Homecoming, right?
Captain Simmons wants to assure the people that all of the events, including the popular parade, will be fun, but also a safe time.
We'll see an abundance of law enforcement present just to make sure that you have a fun, safe environment for you and your family or your friends.
And if you do go to the parade or the homecoming game, UPD recommends that you stay hydrated and always be aware of your surroundings. And of course, wear that sunscreen and have lots of fun. Reporting live in the studio, Bianca Smith, WUFT News.
And if you can't make it to the homecoming parade on Friday, no worries. I will be hosting WUFT's 100th homecoming parade broadcast with Jacob Sidesi. We'll be live on WUFT-TV starting at 11:45 a.m. You can also watch along on our Facebook and YouTube pages.
Elementary school students nationwide are learning about pedestrian safety during International Walk to School Day. Alachua County's Littlewood Elementary School is one of the many participating. Students at this school must cross the busy intersection at Northwest 8th Avenue and Southwest 34th Streets. Today, first responders parked their vehicles around the intersection and directed students during dismissal. Students who used the crosswalk properly received a prize. UF Health Shands Trauma Services Department organized this event to promote safe practices in the community.
We care so much about our kiddos. I think the best way to advocate for their safety is just pushing out programs like this that get our community involved and bring first responders to the area.
International Walk to School Day included more than 5,000 events across the nation. A local library is helping North Central Florida job seekers. The Alachua County Library's main branch hosts a weekly job club for anyone interested. Volunteers help attendees with improving interview skills, making resumes, finding jobs, and completing applications. Individuals get one-on-one coaching ranging from reviewing a resume to doing a mock interview.
It's just that it's totally free. All the services and programs that the library offers are free, and I don't know if people realize that. And yeah, we're here. We will be here, and we welcome everyone to come who needs something that we can help with.
Volunteers and attendees meet every Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Coming up when WUFT's First at 5 returns, Representative Kevin McCarthy is out as the Speaker of House in the U.S. Representatives.
That's right. We'll show you how we got to the historic moment in Washington and what role Florida lawmakers had in the decision. All that and more right after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
With only a few weeks left to prevent another government shutdown, Florida Representative Matt Gaetz motioned to remove California Republican Kevin McCarthy as the House Speaker. His term as Speaker was the third shortest in history.
Representative McCarthy is the first to be voted out by the full House in the middle of a congressional term. The decision to remove McCarthy passed on Tuesday with a vote of 216 to 210. McCarthy got removed after Representative Gaetz followed through on a threat he made last week to vacate the position. Several other GOP members supported this motion.
Speaker McCarthy's time is over. I wish him well. I have no personal animus to him. I hope he finds fruitful pastures.
McCarthy's position was disrupted by Republican disagreement on spending cuts, border security, and providing aid to Ukraine. Representative Kat Cammack of Florida's 3rd Congressional District made a statement on Twitter saying that the perpetual chaos in Washington does nothing to solve these issues, and that it's time to get back to doing the job that they were sent there to do. She voted not to remove McCarthy as the House Speaker. One person who isn't interested in the job? Gaetz.
Yourself forward for the speakership? Absolutely not. I have no desire to be Speaker.
A vote for a new House Speaker is expected to happen next week. Representative Patrick McHenry of North Carolina is the interim Speaker.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and in honor of that, the University of Florida Police Department has its officers wearing pink badges for the entire month. The badge color change is in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. UPD says its officers have been directly and indirectly impacted by breast cancer. The department says it wants to show its recognition to anyone battling the disease.
Those who are battling any type of cancer, but breast cancer especially, they're going through some tough times, and we just want them to know that the men and women here at the University of Florida Police Department stand and support them.
The Gainesville Police Department has also joined the initiative. GPD describes people fighting breast cancer as the true heroes of the community. Both departments will have their officers wearing pink badges until the end of October.
Today is National Coffee with a Cop Day. Law enforcement officers across the country met with community members to bond over coffee and other breakfast treats. The day began in 2016 and happens on the first Wednesday of every October. The Ocala Police Department says it is an excellent opportunity to get to know the officers who work hard to keep the community safe.
It hasn't been as sunny here in Gainesville in the past week or so.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen the sun recently. WUFT's Derrah Getter tells us more about why. Derrah?
Well, Charlize and Kennedy, it could be due to all of that haze, but we're about to clear that on out of here, and we have a huge cold front coming in that could give us some big changes. We'll talk about what you can expect in the coming days when I see you on the other side of the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
We're beginning to see that haze clear on out of here and begin to mix in with those clouds. Now, huge improvement from what we saw yesterday, and a huge improvement in our air quality as well. This is great news if you're in one of those sensitive groups with asthma or any other respiratory issues. Now it is possible we could see some light haze tomorrow, but it's nothing that'll impede on your day. Again, if you are in a sensitive group, just limit your time outdoors, but otherwise we're looking at better conditions tomorrow. We do have those high wind speeds moving that haze into the area, but we're also seeing it push in a couple of showers on shore. Nothing severe, so you should be good for those football practices. Just some light rain south of Waldo and then to the west of I-75 and north up in Lake City. Temperatures right now at 82 in Jacksonville, 79 over in Stark where we have a little bit more rain in the area, 85 in Gainesville and 86 in the Villages. Now, again, low rain chances this evening. We will be cooling down into the upper 60s tonight, 67 here in Gainesville, 70s along the coast. And then tomorrow, highs are going to be just a little bit warmer, close to 90 in Gainesville, mid and low 80s along our coast where we have a little bit more moisture, but that's about to change. We have this huge cold front sweeping through on Saturday, which is about to knock our temperatures down. Look at these lows on Sunday morning. We're going to be seeing 50s and even 40s to the north, so a huge change from what we've been seeing these past couple of weeks, and it doesn't end there. Sunday, 51, and then Monday could be our coldest night so far of the season. Tuesday will continue to remain cool with lows in the 50s, so overall, we're looking at a huge change over these next couple of days. Philippe isn't strengthening, but it isn't weakening. We are watching out for some gusty winds and heavy rain in Bermuda and then the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, but no impacts to the U.S. So over the next couple of days, we'll have a little bit of a heat stretch, 89 on game day, and then look how low these temperatures drop after that cold front sweeps through. 78 degrees is the high on Sunday, and then we'll slowly climb back into the upper 80s by the middle of next week.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Good evening and welcome to sports. I'm Jamie Goldman. We'll start on the court after a busy Tuesday night of high school volleyball. Oak Hill continued their winning ways, sweeping the Newberry Panthers in front of a packed crowd. The Eagles' record now improves to an impressive 18-3 on the season. They'll be right back at it tonight as they head to Bradford to face the Tornadoes. Gainesville High continues their hot streak as well, sweeping Vanguard on the road. That extends the Hurricanes' winning streak to 8 wins. Speaking of winning streaks, Trinity Catholic got their 4th straight win with a 3-0 sweep at PK Yonge. This win moves the Celtics to 9-5 on the season. After dropping 3 of their last 4, the Palatka Panthers got back on track at home with a win over Hawthorne. Moving to the gridiron, after a tough loss to Kentucky last week, Gators football looks to bounce back as they welcome the Vanderbilt Commodores to the Swamp this Saturday. Florida is looking for a bit of revenge this weekend after losing to Vanderbilt last season. While preparing for the Commodores, head coach Billy Napier says consistency is key. It comes down to everyone doing their part, specifically with the run game, which struggled last week in Kentucky.
I think a lot of things contribute, and the quarterback has decisions to make. The tight ends are involved, the footwork and eye discipline of the running back, how we block support, right? I've said this many times up here. When you rush the ball, every position group contributes.
Kickoff between Florida and Vanderbilt is set for Saturday at 4 from the Swamp. Lots of news in college sports today, specifically regarding the NCAA. First, they shrunk the window for athletes to enter the transfer portal. Each sport will now have 45 total days, but it will be divided differently by sport. In addition to the transfer portal news, the NCAA is also debating how to format the new 12-team college football playoff next year. Originally, the plan was for the top 6 conference champions to get automatic bids, with 6 additional teams earning at-large bids. However, with the Pac-12 essentially turning into the Pac-2, there is strong support for the format to be changed to 5 conference champions with 7 automatic bids. For now, the conversations have been tabled, and in order for the format to be changed for the 2024 season, it would require a unanimous vote. That's it for sports. I'm Jamie Goldman.
Thanks, Jamie. You know, I really started to notice that it's cooling down overnight.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. And for those furry friends that don't have a place to stay, they have to get creative in getting warm. Take a look at this Facebook post from the Stark Police Department. This cute little kitten got into a car strut while it stopped. Luckily, Officer McAdams was able to get the little one out before anyone drove away. The owners of the car have actually taken the kitten to care for it themselves. Before we go, one last check on the weather.
Thankfully, we're not looking at cold conditions tonight, just cool, mostly clear skies, which is good news for that rocket launch if you're staying in north central Florida to watch it or headed out to Cape Canaveral tonight. We are watching those showers along the coast, and there is a 70% probability that it will take off, but it is about to get cold, so if you decided to forego the jacket so far, you might want to rethink that on Saturday night leading into the beginning of next week. 78 is the high, and that could be some of our coldest air this season.
Thanks, Derrah. BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.